At exactly 2:17 every single night, the hospital phone rings. The caller ID always says, Ward 17. But there's one terrifying problem. Ward 17 was abandoned 10 years ago. St Aldwyn's Hospital stood on the edge of a quiet town in northern England. By day, it looked like any ordinary hospital. But after midnight, the building seemed different. The corridors felt longer, the silence felt heavier, and everyone who worked the night shift knew one unwritten rule. Never talk about Ward 17. Emma Carter had worked as a night nurse for nearly 3 years. She didn't believe in ghost stories. Hospitals were full of strange rumours. Patients imagined things. Machines malfunctioned. Old buildings made unsettling noises. There was always a logical explanation, or so she believed, until the calls began. It started on a cold Thursday night. Rain hammered against the hospital windows, while Emma quietly updated patient records. Without warning, the desk phone rang. The display showed just 2 words. Ward 17. Emma frowned. There was no electricity in that wing. There hadn't been for years. Assuming it was a technical fault, she answered. Night station, Emma speaking. For several seconds, nothing. Only faint static. Then, she heard someone breathing. Slow, weak, almost trembling. A frightened woman's voice finally whispered, "Please help me." Emma sat upright. "Who is this?" No answer. Only silence. Then the line went dead. Maintenance checked the phone system the following morning. Everything was working perfectly.
We're coming for
No
you,
incoming
Emma.
call had been recorded.
Check
The next night, at exactly 2:17, the phone rang again. Ward 17. This time the woman's voice sounded even more desperate. "Please, he's coming." Emma's heartbeat quickened.
Children.
"Who's coming?" The woman began crying. Then, silence. Emma couldn't stop thinking about the calls. The following evening, she spoke with Margaret, one of the hospital's oldest nurses. When Emma mentioned Ward 17, Margaret's face immediately changed. She became unusually quiet. After a long pause, she finally asked, "What exactly did the voice say?" Emma repeated every word. Margaret lowered her eyes, then quietly told a story almost nobody still remembered. 10 years earlier, before the fire, Ward 17 had been a busy medical ward. Among its patients was a young woman named Sarah Whitmore. She had survived a serious road accident and was expected to make a full recovery. Then one stormy night, everything changed. A fire broke out. Most patients escaped. Sarah never did. Officially, she died in the fire. But there was one disturbing detail. Her body was never found. The following night, Emma waited beside the phone. 2:17, right on time. The phone rang. Ward 17. Emma answered immediately. "Sarah?" The breathing stopped. For a brief moment, the woman sounded surprised, almost relieved. "Please," she whispered, "don't let him find me." Emma's voice shook. "Who?" The reply came instantly. "The man in the corridor." A loud metallic crash echoed through the receiver. The woman screamed. The line disconnected. Emma barely slept. By sunrise, fear had turned into curiosity. She needed answers. Late the following night, she found an old maintenance key. Quietly leaving the active hospital wing, she unlocked the abandoned corridor leading to Ward 17. Dust covered every surface. Old hospital beds stood untouched beneath faded emergency signs. The deeper she walked, the colder the air became. Then, she noticed something impossible. Warm light spilled from beneath one door. Ward 17. There should have been no electricity, no people, no sound. Slowly, Emma pushed the door open. The room beyond looked alive. Bright lights, working monitors, Nurses caring for patients. Everything appeared exactly as it had 10 years earlier, frozen in time. None of them noticed Emma, until one patient looked directly at her. A young woman sitting beside the window, Sarah Whitmore. Their eyes met. Fear instantly filled Sarah's face. She slowly raised one trembling hand, pointing behind Emma. Barely moving her lips, she whispered one word. "Run!" Emma turned. At the far end of the corridor, a tall figure stood beneath the flickering lights, wearing an old hospital orderly uniform. Its face was completely hidden by darkness. No eyes, no mouth, only an empty shadow. Then, it began walking toward her. One step, then another. Every light inside the ward started flickering. The walls cracked. Paint peeled away. Hospital beds rusted before her eyes. Patients disappeared. The room decayed in seconds. Emma ran. She sprinted through the collapsing corridor without looking back. Finally, she burst through the old fire door, landing inside the modern hospital wing. Everything became silent. No footsteps. No alarms. Nothing. The following morning, Emma searched through old hospital archives. Hidden inside a forgotten investigation file, she discovered the truth. The fire had never been accidental. An orderly working in Ward 17 had been investigated after several unexplained patient disappearances. Before police could question him, the fire destroyed the ward. He vanished. His name quietly disappeared from every public record. The hospital sealed the entire wing and buried the truth. 3 nights later, the phone rang one last time. 217 AM. Ward 17. Emma answered without speaking. For several seconds, there was only silence. Then Sarah whispered, softly, peacefully, "Thank you." The call ended. Forever, the phone never rang again. But even today, the abandoned corridor remains locked, because some night shift workers still claim that on rainy nights, at exactly 2:17 in the morning, a lonely phone can still be heard ringing inside Ward 17, a ward that officially no longer exists. Outro. Would you answer a phone call from a ward that was abandoned 10 years ago? Let me know your answer in the comments. And if you enjoy original horror stories inspired by British urban legends, don't forget to subscribe for the next nightmare.